Hi, in this session we are going to learn about adding JavaScript on HTML page. So how exactly you're going to add JavaScript on a HTML page. So you can see this is the topic we are covering. On a second topic we have JavaScript placement. After this I'm going to cover printing methods in JavaScript, and thereafter I'll go cover with comments in JavaScript. So let's go and understand JavaScript placements. So JavaScript can be implemented using JavaScript statements that can be placed within JavaScript script tag and should be added inside HTML web page. So basically the script tag can be added in a .html file. Basically you can add JavaScript three ways. The first one is external JavaScript, internal JavaScript, and inline JavaScript. So how exactly these three methods will follow, I'm going to explain it. External JavaScript. All the external links of JavaScript should be saved with .js as their extension, and which has an additional attribute. So you should understand external JavaScript has an additional attribute src in it and can be embedded in between head tag as well as body tag, and these are treated as external links. So basically if you see a script with a source in it and is placed inside head or body tag, then this script with source are treated as external links. So external links of JavaScript can be placed in between head as well as body tag. So this is the general syntax of your script. So the script has a source with path of .js file and type is equal to text/JavaScript, and language we are telling the browser is this is JavaScript. So this is how you add external JavaScript. Now let's go and understand internal JavaScript. All the internal links of JavaScript can be added inside head tag, but without src attribute in it. Then these links are treated as internal links. So basically internal links are those links which are kept in script but should be embedded in head, whereas external can be kept with script with source in head as well as body tag. But internal links can be found only in head with script but without source, without src attribute in it. Then these are treated as internal JavaScript. Now inline links are a bit similar with internal only, but the only difference is a script without source kept in between body is an inline JavaScript. So if you find script without source in a head tag, then these are internal. Script without source kept in body tag are treated as inline links. So let me show you how exactly this coding will work. Okay, right now I'm in a desktop, and in desktop I'm going to save my files in JavaScript folder. You should know JavaScript is a client-side language. Client-side language means you can save the files anywhere on the computer. So in this case I'm using desktop JavaScript folder, and here we are learning first topic, adding JavaScript. So in this folder first you need to know how to create a HTML file, because JavaScript should be embedded inside the HTML page. So first we'll create a HTML page. So go and take a text document, double click, file, save as, and I'm going to put down here JavaScript placement, as we are learning how to place JavaScript on a HTML page. So I'm going to give a name JavaScript placement.html. So when you save with .html, this will give you a browser icon, and in my case I've got a browser icon Mozilla or Firefox. So I don't need this file anymore, so I'm deleting this one. Now .html will give you a browser icon, and this browser icon will change based on the default browser you use on your home computer. Suppose your default browser is Chrome. .html will save with Chrome icon. Mine is Firefox. So when I double click, this is going to execute. The page shows nothing. So first we'll just add some HTML file to it. So I'm going to go and edit this file with my Notepad++. That's my editor, I'm using it. And I'm going to write here first, this is a general skeleton of the HTML page. So HTML head, and then we are going to add some body content. So when I save it and run this on the browser still shows nothing because you just added the skeleton of the page. Okay, so this is just a skeleton of the page, so browser shows nothing. But first thing is first, we don't want to show the display content on the title menu bar. So for this, I'm going to go to head, use a title, and in this title, I'm going to write JavaScript placements. So whatever you write in title will be visible on the menu tab when I refresh. JavaScript placement. Now that you have a body content, let's write something on a body tag. So I'm going to write, this is some default HTML content kept in body tag. So whatever you write in the body tag will be visible to the browser, right? Now HTML is a marking language, so I'm going to use a marking called H3. So this is bit heading font. Now we are going to add some JavaScript to it. So JavaScript can be added three ways: external, internal, inline. So all the external files of JavaScript can be added in between head tag by using script. So if you have a script that too kept in a head, that too with src attribute in it, and you need to write type is equal to text / JavaScript and language is equal to JavaScript. So if you find a script within the head, that too with the source, then this is treated as external JavaScript. Now where exactly is JavaScript kept? I'm going to keep it in JS folder, that to ext dot, all the JavaScript files should be saved with .js. So I'm going to go and find this folder, JS folder. So you are having the file here and we need to create a folder called JS. Okay, in JS folder, we need to have ext.js. So I'm going to take a double click here so that it will create a new file, save as, and I'm going to put down inside the JavaScript JS folder ext.js. Now when I show you on the location, you can see it here. This is HTML file and my JS folder. Inside this we have ext.js. So basically JS files will be like this as an icon. So normally we visit browser, whether it is a Facebook or anything, we open the browser and these browsers will call JavaScript files if required. So this JS file is now attached to HTML page. Why? Because human visit browsers. So we are taking HTML file and adding ext.js to the browser. Okay, so script is being added. Now let's go and add this. So I'm going to put down here the same line inside the JS file, but this is completely HTML page. Okay, so this is some default external JS content called external JS content called. So if I go and run this, we have some printing method in a JS file and this is calling here at the head part. So when I go and run, it's not printing anything apart from the default HTML content. It is not printing anything you write in ext.js. The reason is browsers will not execute JavaScript files directly by themselves. You have to use a printing method. I have a couple of printing methods like console.log or document.write, but I want to use document.write in this case. So I will tell you how you work with printing methods on a next session, but just follow up. So this is document.write. Double quotation started, you better close with double. That is rule. Okay. Now let's go and run it. When I open this browser, so it is running. So this is some default ext.js content called. Okay. So what is the first line the HTML is executing here on the browser? External JS file. Okay. So I want to add some CSS to it. Like I want to add this bold. This is something you all already should know with the HTML language, because I believe now that you're learning JavaScript, you should have a basic tags knowledge also. So we are in style and adding some style is equal to color red. So wherever you see red, I believe it's a JavaScript file. So let's go and come here. First, what is a line executed? Fourth line, because it's a JavaScript. So it is executing from top to bottom. So first line it is printing is document.write. This line you can see on the browser. Next, it is executing HTML page. So a script found inside head with the source is a external JavaScript. Now internal JavaScript can be placed. So I want to put down here some comment. This is basically a comment in HTML. So this is external JavaScript. So this is how you work with external JavaScript. Now internal JavaScript can be done like this. So let's try to understand how exactly you're going to call internal JavaScript. So if you have a script, okay, now you might write language is equal to JavaScript. This is default. Write or don't write, default it will store language as JavaScript only. So if you find head, inside the head you find script but without src attribute, then these are treated as internal links. So I will go and write some rubbish line, just a basic simple normal content. But if you see, the execution should first take external as from top to bottom, then it should print second line, then HTML line. But if you run it, it's not printing the middle line, because anything you want to write in the script, you have a JavaScript will never print any content you write inside the script. So you need to use document.write. So now that you have written document.write, it is going to print what you wrote. But I don't want this, so let me change the content. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy this from here to here, and I'm going to put down here this h3 tag, and I'm going to say this is default internal JS content called. As you see, why I'm saying this internal is because a script without source kept in a head, then this is internal. So if you see from the order of its reading, it will read first external, internal, then HTML content. So let's go and run it. Yes, external, internal, and HTML content. Now you know now how to add external and internal. Now if you find a script within the body tag, so here we have a script kept in a body tag without src attribute in it. There is no src attribute in it. Then these are treated as, let me write it here. It's just a comment, so I'm going to put down inline. So a JavaScript kept in a body tag with script but without source is an inline JavaScript. So let me write here inline. So basically if you read from top to bottom in an order wise, first it will print external, then internal, then a regular HTML, and then inline JavaScript. So JavaScript can be easily identified because I already made a difference with HTML and JavaScript, because JavaScript will always get printed red colors. So let's go and see. First external, internal, HTML, and then inline JavaScript. Is that order we got? External, internal, HTML, inline JavaScript. Now let's go and print something like this. We have a script again. So we have a script again here. A script with a source kept in a head tag as well as body tag. Then these are treated as external links. So sometimes when you're working with a huge coding, a script may also be kept in a body tag with source. Then this is treated as external links only. So this is the order we are getting. Now that the question rises, this is main important thing you should understand. So first of all, concentrate. This is the same printing method. We are printing twice. So we have inline printed twice. Let's see. It's printing twice. Okay. So let's do the same thing. I'm going to copy this HTML content, and this time if you watch very carefully, this is same theory. So first HTML content, second, I'm sorry, we have got 2 times h2. So I'm going to remove this. Now let's find out. If you concentrate very carefully, this is not written in script tag, but this h3 is written in script tag or document.write, but this is body tag, which is a HTML. So what is the difference between both? Which one is HTML and which one is JavaScript? The first one printing is HTML language. The same line I copied and printed it in the JavaScript. So what is the difference here? Which one is executing fast? So if you ask me that question, I can definitely say HTML, because the default browser language is HTML. But when you go through long looping methods, JavaScript will win the race. So what exactly I mean to explain is, why are we learning JavaScript? For example, I want to print the same line, couple of like 10, or maybe I don't want to write, but I just want to show you that I want to print this statement 400 times. So let's go and run. I'm not going to do that, but yeah, I've done this 4 times, feel like it's a 400. So we got this 4 times, means the amount of lines are getting increased and you have to write manually 400 times. But if the same thing, if I start learning JavaScript, I can start looping and I will write 1 time and JavaScript will loop the same scenario 400 times. For example, I is equal to 0. I'm going to train you looping methods in the next coming sessions, but just follow up. I less than 4, I plus plus. Okay, so this is going to be kept in a constructor and I'm going to quickly paste it here. Now I'm not doing this many times. See, in HTML I did this 400 times and the amount of line is increasing and unnecessarily the code of execution is taking a lot of place. But the same thing I'm doing, maybe you can just understand, I can write 400 but don't want to go with a lot of lines, so at least 20 times. But I wrote only 1 time, but my browser is looping 20 times. Is that understood? So what is HTML can do has to be done manually. What is JavaScript can do, you can do 1 time and loop many times. So where exactly you use this work? I just want to help you out in understanding. Let's say I'm going to be in Flipkart or any kind of shopping method. Let's say you can go with Amazon or something. So I'm on a shopping cart and right now I'm in mobiles. Let's say I want to search Samsung mobiles and this Samsung mobiles have got view all, and now what I want is I want to see how many products are getting printed. So it's kind of lot of products. Okay, but if you want to understand, the total number of products printed is 450 products are printed. So do you want to write this 450 times or you want to write 1 time and loop it 450 times? So looping is done with JavaScript, not HTML. Okay, so the advantage of doing the same work and doing 1 time and looping several times is what we can do it in JavaScript. So the main content of this session is how do you place JavaScript on a HTML page. It can be with external, in a head, internal, in a head, inline, in the body tag, external, in the body tag. So these are the different ways of adding JavaScript. So I'll see you on the next session. Until then, bye.